what got you into spirituality? What was your awakening? Oh, I love that question. Spirituality, I feel like I grew up, in a Christian. My dad is a Catholic. My mom was Assemblies of God. And then I grew up in West Africa. So spirituality was a thing always around. And then I came to the US, did ministry in Christian ministry for years. It was really good. I'm thankful for that background. But I don't think I understood faith, right? So for 10 years, I kept knowing that God gave me these promises. How did I know? I had dreams of them. They almost always happen. But then it felt like they kept escaping me. And I'm like, I know this is mine, but why does it feel like it's so hard to create it and see it in my life? So I kept asking myself that question, right? What's going on? What am I lacking? What am I missing? For a long time, I blamed God, only to find out that God had the things ready for me already. I just needed to say yes and join it. And I noticed a pattern, right? Especially in love, right? I'll be interested in a guy, and usually the guy will act like they were interested in me. And this is how crazy it was, right? If you saw me with the guys I was interested in, you would have thought that they were the one interested in me, and I was not, because I didn't show that, desperate energy. But I was also on the opposite side, which was not healthy, completely detached. So people will be like, they swore that guy was interested in me. And then when I will make the move of asking and clarifying, the guy will say, oh, sorry, I wasn't. And I'm like, what? And it happened with other guys too. And it started becoming a pattern. I'm like, what is going on here? And I was like, why am I recreating the same scenario with different guys that I'm interested in? That's when I was like, I got to figure this out. And then also something else that brought me to figuring out things was my visa issues in the US, right? I had temporary visas that had so many restrictions. Everything felt like nothing was working. So I kept asking, okay, I'm praying. Am I not praying enough? Am I not trusting enough? What's going on? And one day I just randomly, literally bumped into a video of Neville Godard on manifestation, law of assumption on YouTube. And I was like, this is interesting. He's using a lot of the Bible, but he's saying things differently, but things that are making more sense to me. That was my journey. That was the moment I was like, what is this? But of course, right, I had to make it my own. I had to go, okay, how does that apply to my specific journey? So I took one, I always tell people, I was like, okay, I'm going to manifest my specific person. At that time, I had someone in mind specifically. And I was like, this guy, this Neville guy is saying I can do it. I'm going to test it. I'm going to see if I can actually do it. And again, I always tell people it's okay to be a little bit skeptical at first, but test things for yourself. And I started testing it with little things first, small manifestations. And it was working. And I noticed that it was connected to the way I was thinking. I was changing the way I was thinking, and I was changing the way I was feeling in my body about things. And I was like, wait, I didn't have to fast and pray 24/7 anymore. Things were shifting so quickly. And I was feeling better. I think that was one of the biggest shifts for me that I loved so much. I went from, I'm a bubbly and joyful person in general, but I had a lot of down moments back then. But I went from, up and down to more steady joy, more steady trusting. And I was like, what is this, right? So it became so much more than just the thing I wanted to manifest, right? I discovered that there was me, a version of me that was coming up that was different, that I was like, who is this woman? I want to be her. But yeah, that was my journey. And I am so thankful for it. Again, that's one of the reasons why I think it was so easy for me to be online and start sharing that I found something truly that is so powerful and life-changing. And I am still growing and evolving and understanding it and helping people understand it and realize that life does not have to be the way you found it if you don't like it. That was the thing, right? The old me thought, this is it. This is what it's going to be like. Because for years I fasted and prayed, barely anything shifted. And that's the thing. For someone to go, life, it doesn't have to be the way you found it. If life is really sucky, there is something you can do, even if it's a little bit at a time. In the beginning of my journey, it was a mess. Also, that's why I tell people, it's okay if it's messy. Completely fine. It was a mess. I was like, what is this? Is it even gonna work? But I feel better, so I'm gonna keep going. That was kind of like, right, a little bit. I found mentors and coaches and resources that really helped me. But one thing I'll tell you is find mentors and coaches that are inspiring to you, but also that are pointing you to your own power. I do personal coaching, Elena. You can go under the link under my profile, fill out the application, or message me directly too. We can talk as well here or Instagram. The key thing here is find people that are pointing you back to your own power, right? In the manifestation community, it's very flashy to hear, use these affirmations and tomorrow you will get what you want. If it works, praise God. I'm like, yes, I'm so glad it works for you. But for a lot of people, it doesn't, because there's no true connection happening with the affirmations. So don't waste your time with people that are pointing back to something out of you that will give you what you want, right? Listen to the ones that are telling you you have the power within you. And all we need to do is to discover it, to cultivate it, to grow it, and you will start manifesting automatically. You're meant for that. We're all meant to manifest, because guess what? We are all already manifesting things we want, things we don't want, right?